des moyens, et puisqu'aujourd'hui votre fille vit en France et qu'il y a ces avantages fiscaux à travailler en France pour des réalisateurs étrangers, est-ce que vous envisageriez de travailler en France?
Well, my generation was in a wonderful and unique situation in that in the late 50s we still had the greatness of the Hollywood studio system examples and the wonderful filmmakers King Vidor and William Wyler and you know, this long list of Billy Wilder, all this great Hollywood tradition in the studio film. And at the same time, we had the new influence of the world cinema coming at the same time, and we had the films from France, of filmmakers, the new wave, and we had the great Italian films from the post-war period. We had the films from Scandinavia, Bergman and Carl Theodor Dreyer, and we had the unbelievable Japanese tradition. So we were sandwiched between the American studio system, which was a great tradition and influenced the world, but also the films of Europe and Japan, and so we were doubly exhilarated and excited, and wanted to do both. Wanted to be filmmakers as you had in France. And yet, and with so free in subject matter and so free in form, and yet at the same time we were part of American tradition. So I feel all of the people my age benefited from this double influence. In terms of today, still it's the independent film that's the cinema. It's certainly not the commercial cinema, because the commercial cinema makes the movies over and over and over. It's the same movie, or either it's a sequel and it really is the same movie, or even if they don't call it a sequel, it's still the same movie. It's the action hero movie. It's the you know, 2-3 types. There's no longer drama. There's no longer any diversity in the big independent cinema, the action films. But there is a wonderful tradition around the world. The United States, certainly I know better, but you know, you have young filmmakers like David Russell and Paul Thomas Anderson and Wes Anderson and Woody Allen, young filmmaker, and Steven Soderbergh, young film. So we have still this great tradition of independence, despite the fact that there's no money in it and it's hard, and some people like Steven Soderbergh have managed to make a big commercial success, and then he makes 3 films the way he wants to. So you really have to be very clever to be an independent filmmaker, and even in Europe with the subsidies, which the young man expressed frustration that he can't get at, but there are some European subsidies, certainly in France. France, you know, is the world's most enthusiastic audience. Paris is an audience that really loves movies and goes and pays to go. So you should be very proud of that. But my daughter wants to be a personal filmmaker, and any way they can do it through whatever method, subsidy or. You know, in my case, I found it easier to make money and be my own patron than it is to go with your hat and beg to make a film, which is what they want you to do. So, so yes, I was extremely grateful for the influence of the world cinema, and I am so proud of my daughter and my children and my grandchildren and my family for keeping in the tradition of making real personal filmmaking and not just trying to get rich making action.